So, you think you already know how to use an eraser, do ya? But do you know how to use one like a pro or a noob? Let's find out. You need to hold your eraser across its shortest axis, in other words, where it's thin. Not like this, and definitely not like this. And you need to hold it so your fingers are fairly close to the end that will touch the paper. Hold it too far up and it will be floppy and might break. Thumb on one side, 2 fingers on the other, and you're good. This is as important, if not more important, than how you hold your eraser. First of all, you can't rub out anything if you don't hold your paper. That's just physics. Second, if you only hold your paper in one place, then this will happen. Or this. Ideally, you want to be holding the paper either side of the thing you're rubbing out. That's much better. You mustn't rub too softly or nothing will happen. But neither must you rub too hard or... Well, you get the idea with that one. Let's just say hard enough to rub out the mistake, but not so hard that the table catches fire. When I was young, people just used to blow away the rubber dust like this. But during a pandemic, this isn't very hygienic, and when you've got a mask on, it isn't actually possible. Plus, there's always someone that spits at the same time. They're the people you don't want to accept birthday cake from. You know what I mean? Anyway, these days you have all sorts of weird things like this. Actually, that's quite cute. But really, brushing it away with your hand is fine. As long as you actually remove it, don't just hand your book in to your teacher with mountains of rubber dust inside. That really annoys me, but more on being annoying later. While you want to hold your eraser on the short axis, you want to rub perpendicular to that. That's easy enough, just move one finger over to the top. Also, for the best rubbing out, you want to go with and against the grain of the pencil line. This might mean moving your fingers around. There are actually different erasers for different purposes. You can get squishy ones for art, gritty ones for rubbing out pen, plus zillions of novelty ones. Some of them blow my mind, like how does a black eraser make white paper clean? And how do they do transparent ones? This one has different thicknesses. Man, Japan has all the best stuff. The pro tip is to make sure your one is fit for purpose. Try it out. Does it actually erase stuff, or does it just look cute? Erasers dry out eventually, so if you find your one is making more mess than it removes, then replace it. Also, these electric ones are annoying and silly. Your eraser might get a bit dirty and gross after some time.
You can either rub it on a plain piece of paper a few times until you get down to the clean bit. A piece of scrap paper, mind, not your desk at school. Or you can ask a grown-up to trim off a thin layer with a craft knife. This is also a good way of getting a nice point on your eraser if you're doing some artwork. I don't know how common this is, but since I've been in Hong Kong, I found that erasers react with the paint of pencils, kind of melting it. Anyway, if your pencil case has got a separate section, then I advise using this for your erasers. If not, keep your eraser in a small game pieces bag like this one. So this tip is about not needing an eraser so much in the first place. If you're drafting your work, it's normally faster and more useful if you just cross out your mistakes. This helps you to improve upon your first ideas and also helps your teacher to see what you were thinking. It's helpful not to write like the Incredible Hulk, so that your writing doesn't go through to the next page, all the pages underneath, the cover, the table, and onto the floor. But seriously, ease up a bit, okay? Finally, if you've written a whole page and you really need to start again, consider just using a new piece of paper. I can't tell you how many times I've seen pages like this, which seem to have been written on twice.
So, there you have it. How to use an eraser like a pro. Oh, you want to know how to be annoying with an eraser like a pro? Alrighty then.
So your basic go-to annoying action is the classic constant drop, which goes like this. This is bound to irritate teachers, classmates, parents, and siblings. You can combine this with a bit of drop it on the floor and spend ages picking it up. Next is the rub things out so vigorously that you rock the entire table. This is vexatious for anyone sitting next to you, plus, if you make enough noise, the entire class. If you really get a good rhythm going, you can jiggle the entire school. Advanced users only. Finally, there's football and rugby. For me, the rules of this are that you take it in turns to kick the ball, with your thumb and middle finger on the table. If you want to take a shot, the other player has to make a goal, like this. Rugby is basically the same, but you convert a try, like this. This doesn't annoy the person you're playing with, but is bound to drive your teacher to distraction.